What's up, boys? It's your man Retro Mike, and I'm here today to talk to you about a Wayfinder, a new RPG MMO. I am very interested in this game, as probably most of you are. You know, trying to grind and content, all that good stuff, anything to get that MMO itch scratched, right? But today, instead of talking about the different battles, the fighting mechanics, the builds, the characters, or whatnot, we're gonna go way before that. We're gonna talk about if this early access content is worth the price. Um, this game comes out August 15th for early access, so that's approximately about a week away from the time of making this video. And to get early access, you have to be or have to purchase a founder's pass, I believe is what they call it. And the cheapest one right now is $19.99 American. So approximately $20, you know, just to give yourself a little dub. And you get I believe it's 3 months free. Or I'm sorry, not 3 months free. You get the game 3 months early before its full release in early 2024. And then it will be free to play on all platforms. In order for you to get the Founders Pass, you need to either be on Steam and or PlayStation, and those will cross over. I believe anything purchased will cross over. So that's the other thing you got to think about is, if so, what do you want to play on? Depending on the battle system, you might want to put this on PlayStation. And real quick, sorry Xbox, I know that sucks. For some reason they don't have early access. Kind of makes you wonder if anything new, or if new content will come to PlayStation first, kind of like Call of Duty, how they do it. But in side note, either way, here nor there. But yes, so it will be cross compatible, but your character development should not cross platform. So in other words, if you have one character on PlayStation and you level it to, let's just say, whatever, 10, and then you open up your PC, that profile will not have that character to level 10. But anything you do purchase will go to each platform. So if you bought a certain sword or a cosmetic item, that cosmetic item will follow you through each of your profiles, if I'm saying everything correctly. But that is one thing to consider also, is what platform do you think you should purchase this for? I've seen the PC play from the development team, from their stream. I saw some older stuff when the beta first came out, or the alpha, I forget what it's called, when other people were playing it, and I believe that was on PC only, and it seemed well. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to have any problems playing this on PC or not enjoying it on PC. I do think the only, not even downfall, but if you have the option to play one or the other, it's, you're only really thinking about it because of the fighting mechanic. And this isn't a World of Warcraft mechanic where it's a bunch of clicks and your character follows. This is real-time fighting. So you lock on, you press square, and you're going to do an attack. Press triangle to be a different attack, etc., etc. It's going to be, interesting to say, how that's going to work out with the fighting mechanics between PC and console. This isn't the first MMO to do that. I believe BDO does that, Black Desert Online, and I've played both, and I really didn't like it on console myself. I don't know if it just wasn't optimized for it, because BDO is a bit older, and it was a PS4 download. It was on my PS5. Not that that really matters. It's just, again, it's an older model in comparison to what PC can do. So it's kind of little apples to oranges. But in any case, if you're going to spend at minimum $20, is it going to be worth it just in general? So if you look past all that stuff, if you're going to look past the mechanics behind it, and the between console and or PC, and you said, look, okay, I don't care, I'm gonna buy it for either one, I just want to see if this is worth my time, okay, I'll put the $20 in. Times are hard for everybody, inflation, whatever you want to call it, everybody has different economic standards right now, but $20 doesn't seem like a big deal in comparison when we're really when we're playing now. I mean, I think a PlayStation 5 game is $70, and I remember back in the day when things were $39.99, then the 45, then the 60. Now we're paying $70 for a game. So if we're paying $20 for a game, then that's, in my eyes, that's not horrible. But this is early access we're talking. We're not saying the full game. This is a $20 Founder's Pass, and this is more for the option of, I guess, investing in the game, if you want to say that. You want to give money to the development team. You want to, give them more funds to keep the game alive. Now, how much have they had? I'm sure there's a way to look online, but I don't know for sure. I'm not saying these people have all kinds of money and they're not going to use it by any means necessary. I'm sure, the way video games have been trying to get developed since COVID, it's been rough. So any dollar should be good. And from what I've seen, we should be getting bang for our buck. The only contrast that I will say from keeping me from saying, yes, it's worth it, 20 or up, doesn't matter. If you do the $100, $150 one, you will enjoy it, is the fact that we're not getting a whole game. And that the development team has made that very, very clear. This is not the whole game. You can look on their official Discord. By no means are they trying to say that the game is ready, launch it on August 15th, you're going to get everything that they've promised. They've said this is going to be a slow burn, that the full release in 2024 is what they're shooting for as of right now, and that will be full access to the game. So we're going to get a good portion of content, but if you're trying to grind, make videos, stream, make this your primary game, maybe your primary source of content, you might want to actually think about how long 3 months is for a game that you could essentially grind out in 2, maybe 3 weeks. And this is just a guess, right? Maybe it could take longer. Maybe they're gonna, slow drip content into the people that have paid for the Founders Pack, so that way we don't get bored. But there's 2 things that they have officially said that they will not have, and that will be there are no raids and there are no guilds. 2 things that are pretty big for an MMORPG to have, and they will have them, okay? So 2024, they're coming for sure, but they won't have them in the Founders Pass, or as far as the early access. So first 3 months, no raids, no guilds. And I think raids are going to be a huge part of this game, since it's very grindy. It's very much rinse and repeat. Now, the way they're doing their raids, their towers, and all that exploration, it has a way that it almost makes every scenario different when you go back in. So I don't mean rinse and repeat as if it's just going to be the same old song and dance. From what I've seen, from what I've heard, it'll feel like different experiences. But what I am saying is, if you're big into boss battles, you like that high climax, you want to be in a guild, raid with your dudes, get on with your boys at night, and really just get the content or try to loot and farm some big items, that might get pretty dry pretty quick. And if you're gonna complain about the $20 and have a lack of content, that might be the only thing I'd worry about. Is just, you pay $20 and you have a high expectation. I don't think you'd be let down. My initial reaction is worth the 20. That's what I would say. Worth the 20. Figure it out. Get the mechanics down. Take the time to level up every player, because they've said you can have multiple players on each, or I'm sorry, on the same profile you can have multiple players, multiple characters, and they can all level up, and then they stay that level, and then you just kind of switch out, however you want. If you have one at level 10, then you switch and you went down to your level 2, you can then level them up as much as you want, and then go back to your level 10, and then so on and so forth. So you can do all this stuff and max them out, is what I would, my personal opinion, to do, if you can last the grind for the 3 months. And then once the full access comes and they just open the floodgates with content, you are loaded with all these characters and all these items that they've had, that you've pretty much, you're set for the game. That's the only thing that I can really think that would stop anyone from buying the $20, is just the lack of content that comes in, or that I see them complaining about, that they paid $20 and their expectation was to have the full game, as opposed to what has already been said, that it's still in prep time. It's almost there, just not fully there. And 3 months is a long time. I mean, we're talking 90 days approximately of no full access. And for a time that we live in, that it's very, we're very content heavy. We want the content, and we eat it up so quick that we want more and more. It's hard to vouch for a game that asks for a minimum $20, and we know that it's just minimal content. That's okay for a lot. I think it's perfectly fine, but it all depends on what side of that fence you're on. So if you, again, I would just look at it very basic like this. If you want the content and you like it for what it's worth right now and understand that it's only going to get better, pay the $20. If you're kind of on the fence about it and you're unsure, you don't know if it's worth your time, by all means, you wait for anybody to, wait after the 15th, see what they have. And if you just say, you know what, I don't want to have this game in bits and pieces, I want the full thing on launch 2024, and then I want to start with everything. I don't want to have to wait, level it, forget about it, start a different game, and then have to come back to this. Well, then I would wait, because at minimum, you're not going to lose anything. It's going to be free by the time it comes out in 2024. But me, final thoughts, give it a whirl. It's 20 bucks. At this rate, most people can't even get a full tank of gas on $20. So if I can get 3 months ish, hell, give me a month and a half of good gaming content without getting bored or getting mundane, and just get that MMO, itch scratched for a while, man, I think it's worth it. Especially if I can go back to it, and then I might be able to jump from my console to my PC, however, see fit. I think it's worth it. So let me know what you guys think. I'm hoping to make more content when it comes out. I will be paying the $20. If you could, give me a like and follow, and I appreciate you. Catch you guys later.